Today we're going to talk about how a private equity fund manager screens and analyzes his investments. So I'm talking about the step before we go into a due diligence or into a term sheet, the step after the initial contact has been made. So the first thing to bear in mind is that it's important to understand both on the one side the company dynamics or the market, and on the other side the ownership dynamics. And this is particularly important in the mid-cap space. So what are the dynamics of the owners? Is it a single family company? Is it a multi-family company? When was it founded, and so forth? And understanding both the dynamics of ownership and of the company are fundamental if there's going to be a deal. So when it comes to screening, we look at 5 things, and some of these are sometimes overlooked by fund managers. Firstly, we look at the market. Is the market growing? Is it consolidating? Is it attractive? Secondly, we look at the company-specific things. So what's the company's competitive advantage? What's the condition of its production facilities? What's its distribution and commercial network like? So the company-specific aspects. Thirdly, we look at the situation of the shareholders and the management. We look at these together because quite often the management and the shareholders interlap or could be one and the same in the case of a sole entrepreneur company. So we have to look at the dynamics of ownership and management. An example is the owner reaching retirement age, or is the owner still young? Is it 2 or 3 owners who may be eventually not see eye to eye in the future? So we have to look at this as factor number 3. Fourthly, we have to look at the exit potential of the investment. So what can be my path to exit? Can I make a specific plan, a specific strategy, or can I just have a general intention? Generally, if a company is quite successful, then it's easier to sell, but I should have an exit strategy. And fifth, and not least at all, is how labor intensive will it be for me as a fund manager to manage this investment in my portfolio? Am I going to just be able to show up at board meetings and give a little bit of advice, or do I really have to roll up my sleeves and really get involved? And a fund management team is a capacity constrained team, so I cannot have too many labor intensive companies in my portfolio. So when I'm screening my investment, I have to add up these 5 factors: the market, the company, management and ownership, exit prospects, and how much work it's going to be for me. And once I've done that proper screening, I can decide whether to go ahead or not.